I have seen the rain. Welcome to episode 5 of the 2020 Vision Behind the Music video series. Today we're going to take a look at and discuss the song Seen the Rain. So grab your pencils, your paper, take some notes, grab something to drink, something to snack on, and meet me right back here for Seen the Rain. Alright, so Seen the Rain. What's that mean? What was the meaning behind it? Of course, my goal with this album was 2020 Vision was to deal with the darkness. Internal darkness, external darkness, things that happen in our lives is out of our control and how we deal with it. So Seeing the Rain was my answer of trying to conquer that. As the rain enters my mind frame, my lost flame remains, absorbing the grain off to repays the pain, caught within the false ray to stay blood bathed, leaving us away from the glaze, glory of God's gaze. My life's maze in the great phase before the light fades, to a dark stage upon the mic rays enter a rhyme spray. You know what I mean? So that's how I deal with life situations, is through my music. And so I wanted to share that intimate part of my life with y'all. The track itself was an old track from Longside that really didn't live up to the potential that I knew it could. At that time, I guess my production and my mixing and my recording was like so basement, you know what I mean? So I really didn't put out that song, but I knew I always wanted to bring it back out, and I thought this is the album to do it on. So I took the track from Longside and I recrafted it and remolded it to be what I needed it to be in 2020. For those who know me, you should know that I started out writing lyrics and stuff through poetry. I used to write poetry, you know what I mean? And that transformed and morphed into writing rhymes, you know what I'm saying? So I took that track, which I recorded in Cakewalk at the time. This is how old this track is. I recorded it in Cakewalk, I want to say 2, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I recorded it in Cakewalk, and then I transported that into Sonar Platinum, and then I transported that from Sonar Platinum into Pro Tools. So that's how long this track has been around, and I was just holding on to it for the right moment, and it seems like this was the right moment to do it, right? So I put it into Pro Tools. My timing on my vocals back then was kind of really off, because that was my era of drinking and smoking, so like my diction and stuff was all jumbled and I was all over the place with the timing, you know what I mean? So I did my best to correct that, but I also re-dropped some lead vocals on it to try to solidify it up a little bit. But I didn't want to get rid of the emotion and the pain that I was able to record from way back then. It's like that feeling I wanted to keep. You know what I mean? If I would have just did all fresh vocals, I doubt I would have been able to deliver in the same passion, because my life has changed, you know what I mean, from that point, you know what I mean? So I redropped the vocals, added some more beat elements to it. There's a sample I wanted to use from Fiddler on the Roof that I never got around to doing, so I finally went back and pulled that sample. You'll never know what it is because it just sounds like it's natural to the track, but it's a certain sound that I wanted from that Fiddler on the Roof on there. So I grabbed that, threw that in there and laced it, you know what I mean? This is also my first time I said, okay, I need to do a music video. Like I told you earlier in the previous episode that I needed to change the mood and the direction of the album. So the bot with me was to lighten it up, and the Seen the Rain was my way of going back to the business of addressing the darkness. You know what I mean? But I also wanted to add something new to the cipher. So this was the first time we did a music video. We filmed it right here in the Epicenter Studios, right here in the living room. We had also brought a green screen kit, so we was experimenting with that. If you've been paying attention to the Movement Mondays series, like that whole episode where we was doing the Sane Asylum episodes, we was using green screen for that and trying to figure that out. It's the first time, so we're a DIY label. I mean, we try to do everything ourselves first before we hire somebody else to come do it. What's the purpose of that? You know what I mean? Like, always try to build your toolkit. You know what I mean? So we was figuring out the green screen, and we did the music video here. There's mistakes, but hey, I think it turned out pretty good. To try to get rid of the green effect of the green screen from around my shoulders and things, I made the video black and white and made that look like it was a glow on me. So that kind of worked out to my advantage, because the backdrop that I put behind it was like me in a storm and it was lightning and things. So it worked out. I mean, so that was Seen the Rain. It was an old track that I felt as though I needed to rebirth and bring into 2020 to let you know that sometimes we deal with situations that drags out for years. You know what I mean? But if we keep pushing, eventually we get to the point where we're through that storm and we'll rise and be better and stronger for it. So that's Seen the Rain, man. I mean, I got my little singing on that. Usually I'll be like, well, I'll go ahead and get somebody else to sing. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. You know what I mean? If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. But I felt as though that it made it more personal if I sung the end part by myself. You know what I mean? So that's Seen the Rain, y'all. As always, thank you for listening, man. And I'll catch y'all in the next episode.
As the rain enters my mind frame, a lost flame remains, absorbing the grain, often repaid with pain. Caught within a false ray that stays blood-bathed, to lead most away from the glory of God's gaze. My life's maze, seen the right phase before the light fades, to a dark stage upon the mic raised, natural rhyme spray, to degrade the insight of the corrupt mage. This ink on page is a mere display to where my thoughts graze. The will to obey sometimes plays in the shades of gray, but never gives way to the days of reality. It seems to gravity, to travel the galaxy of velocities uncontrolled by possibilities. Going high is logically more than mere astrology. Upon fair examination of my soul's balance, see a multitude of technicality become gradually eliminate the zero capacity. Without strategy, you gain level of savage in your majesty. To download the imaginary to the mainstream of his casualties, left to the hand of the reaper's plan for fatality of families. Living by minimum salary, trying to break free from the bottom category. Another poor war story, like rats in laboratories, fighting unknown territories, starving to death before releasing their last breath when they pass stress, and search to turn the rest away from the test place upon their mindset. So that's why minds is stretched to eject rectal human objects, bringing a threat to what is perceived to have been with direct evidence in city projects. Essential violence remains dominant. Is it a lack of accomplishment or a confidence to keep us from our consciousness of our past continent? We're under a sky nation wept, or is the brainwash for the stock our nation slept? The devil crept through the frozen, had their souls open for controlling, while the rest of the children remain close away from the ocean. Water means life is growing, dehydration means life is folding. But when too many die and none rise, and the cycle is broken, the time for joking is closing. As this horizon of spiritual warfare begins floating in mid-air, for all to stand, the draw become impaired. As all began prepared to leave anywhere near, no rules are fair. These jewels are shared with those that partake in the rare, while politics care for politics, like ticks care for the next Vic. The rest pick and prick for apart you from what's left list. To be well quick to deal with the unpleasant trip. We almost venture it when the rain falls, trying to make you slip, trying to tear our spirits to microchips to energize a light script. Caught within these days of no acknowledgement for common sense. Some more intense atmosphere, these confidence bent. Rook, nah, I'll be elevating your upper deck. Spell the demographics, they're attacked, so present your respect. Once I ask who's next, now I ask who's next. Is in the depths of net. A long forgotten moment of regret seems irrelevant to the present. Dwell on the sands of time for the rhyme of vibes divine. They climb another level past swine, past slime. It cast a shine for the blind. Rewind the chimes of the land's worst crimes. Find sandy for a strong bloodline. The phantom grinds the population to the divine. Divine grinds the phantom reveal what beneath lies. And the lies retaliate by erasing one's face, seeing through one's eyes. When you have walked, talked, been stalked, and finally parked, we have seen rain. And I have seen the rain.